Pisces, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Pisces, sun, moon, and rising positions for the week ahead. Keeping in mind these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone, so make sure to check out your other placements. And if you're interested in a personal reading, you can find some information in the description below. I'm actually offering a little promotion for the month of May. Okay, my friends, let's get started. We're going to use the Storyteller Oracle deck that I created. I made it really small and on very slippery material so that it really gives us a lot of cards to tell a story. So let's see what the story is for Pisces this week. What is the stories for Pisces? Sun, moon, and rising. Most important story for Pisces. Okay, Pisces. There was one card that flipped over. Let's grab that. There it is. Okay. All right, Pisces. Let's see what the first card is in this story. Okay. What is the first part of this story? Okay, that came up quick. So the first card for you in this story is compassion. It's coming through in the reverse. So I'm wondering if more compassion is needed in an area. Let's get the rest of the cards out. We're seeing see, know, and healer. Oh, I love that. Bound, inner riches, third eye, air energy. Okay, feel, awake, collaborate, and unity. Okay, so Pisces, what I'm seeing here for you is this idea that you are, you're a Pisces, so you're naturally very highly intuitive, but I'm seeing here that you're like very intuitive in this reading. I'm seeing see, know, and feel. My three cards here of sort of connecting to our other senses. So, when we see past what we see, when we know things that we just know, almost like clairaudient or sentient, where you just know something. The see one is sort of that clairvoyant, where you sort of see things. And the feel is where you come into that empathy, that empathic ability to sense feelings. Now, I'm noticing that we've got see and feel under in the reverse position. And so I'm wondering if you've been sort of questioning things that have been coming to you intuitively. Have you been questioning what you are seeing and feeling and maybe not trusting what you know? I feel like you are a healer of some kind and that you're just not really focused on healing within. You might be overly focused on your clients or the people that you serve, but perhaps you need to bring in some compassion to the self. I feel this reading is guiding us to that message that you have to offer yourself first, because if you don't put your mask on first, then you're of no good to anyone. And it almost feels to me like that's kind of the message in this reading, is that you have to offer this to yourself first. And I feel like you're getting a lot of intuitive messages here through that third eye this week, guiding you to sort of see where you have control over things and where your hands are tied and you don't have control. And I almost feel like there's an element of this that you may need to collaborate with some other people in order to accomplish something. And you might be trying to do everything by yourself, which isn't a very compassionate way to sort of approach yourself. Because if you need support or assistance with something, there's nothing wrong with collaborating with others. And I'm almost feeling like this week, having that kind of attitude about collaboration and teamwork is really going to serve you. And it would be a very compassionate thing to do for yourself, to not sort of feel like you have to stand alone all the time and just be of service to others. I feel like you may have sort of put yourself in a place where you're serving others, but are you serving yourself? You've so much to offer, Pisces. You've got that inner riches card. You've got so much to offer, and you're offering it, and you're awake. You're awake to everything you're doing. You know, it's just, are you offering that to yourself or not? Are you feeling like you're in unity, or do you feel like you're fragmenting? I can't help but feel like there is some healing needed here, and it may surround the idea of being open to others because of that collaboration card. We'll know more when we check the tarot cards, but this story is sort of giving me this feeling that there is opportunities that await you that could be very, very prosperous and abundant through collaboration. And we're seeing air energy here in reverse. So you might be dealing with an Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini, or you might be seeing this card because you're needing to look at the quality of your thoughts and communication. The air energy is our thoughts and communication. It's our logic. It's the way we process information and the way we think about things. And so seeing that in the reverse tells me either, again, you're dealing with sort of an obstacle when it comes to a person who's an air sign, or you yourself are needing to look at the air element within you because it's creating some need for teamwork here and releasing things that are outside of your control. A need for compassion and healing and sort of trusting your intuitive and psychic self, because we all see things from within those senses. Seeing the ego card on the bottom of the deck is interesting because, you know, you may be sort of allowing the ego to write the narrative that you don't need anybody, and that needing people means the following. And the ego might be trying to convince you of something to keep you in a space that is just you. But I feel like you're needing to expand beyond that this week, Pisces, and really to connect with others and sort of examine how you think about teamwork and collaboration. And why are your thoughts sort of focused on you being alone, right? And solo and doing things alone. Let's have a look here at the tarot cards for Pisces. Okay, first card out is the Queen of Cups in reverse. So there is something going on here when it comes to sort of seeing two aspects to the Queen of Cups. She's a very empathic, intuitive energy. And when she's in reverse, it can suggest that there's a need for clearing and grounding, because she might have sort of like a psychic overload where you're psychically exhausted. You've been tapping in and serving people so much that you need a break. You need to refill. You need to sort of, like, the thing I like to do when this happens to me is sort of have a salt bath and just focus on giving myself compassion and giving myself what I can offer others to offer it to myself, because sometimes we need to do that, especially if you're working with these skills a lot and you're using them to serve others. You need to take a break. You need to, clear your auric field and to sort of heal the auric field. If you've blown it out at all, you might need some healing here. So you might need to offer yourself the same services you offer others, or you might want to go see someone that does what you do and treat yourself to some, you don't have to offer it to yourself. You can, but you can also go get some energy work, And so seeing that is one aspect. The other aspect of the Queen of Cups in reverse to me is that you're not following your heart, that you've become uncertain and unclear about the direction of your heart. And that's where that energy of compassion came in. So being compassionate with yourself is going to really serve you this week. Pisces, that energy of the Queen of Cups has a lot of messages here for you. Okay, so we're seeing the World card in reverse with the Five of Swords coming out for you next, Pisces, which tells me that there may have been, or there may be, some difficult conversations coming through here or you may have had difficult endings through conversations with people that I feel like this is the energy of you not wanting to work with others because you've had some difficulties in the past where it's sort of been defeating and there's been no sort of victory for anybody. Everyone sort of walked away from those experiences feeling defeated and like that wasn't ideal, and we didn't get to collaborate and we didn't really get to achieve anything. But seeing it with the World card in reverse makes me think that perhaps it was just that group, like you may not vibe with everyone and that's okay. But conscious collaboration to me is like picking people that really work well with the same sort of vision. You know what I mean? And so seeing these two cards together tells me that there's no shortcuts. That, just because these weren't your people, that doesn't mean that the next group will also not be your people. You almost need a closure here. There's a need for closure here so that you can refocus on something instead of having sort of an unmet desire or a delay in what you're trying to achieve because you're convinced that I don't play well with people is almost coming to my mind, is that you're saying that to yourself, that like, well, I don't work well with people. Well, you do. You have the capacity to work well with lots of people. I just think this is a moment you need to just bring closure to so that you don't keep thinking, well, remember that last time that I tried and it went like this? That's what the ego keeps trying to convince you, is like, hey, you've tried this and it did not work. We all left feeling defeated. Don't do it again. And it's kind of like that might be where we're seeing that air energy, that sword energy here that says, don't necessarily paint the every situation with the same brush. And on the bottom of the deck, we see this the Eight of Swords, which is really a time of self-imposed restrictions. So again, I think that's why the air energy is coming up for you, Pisces, is because you're being guided to sort of look at your own air energy and where is it, what's it focused on, and what conclusions have you sort of made and maybe need to let go of and bring closure to completely because they're not actually serving you at this time to sort of focus that way. One more card here for Pisces. Ooh, that fell on the floor. It was the Two of Pentacles. Let me just grab it. Two of Pentacles. So it's up to you. You've got to almost sort of decide where you want to invest yourself. Are you going to keep doing things this way, or are you going to try doing things this way? And it almost feels like to me, the decision is, am I going to keep doing things alone? Or am I going to start collaborating with other people? Am I going to start finding others that have the same sort of vision in their mind? And am I going to drop this sort of pessimistic attitude that I have, that working with others always leads to failure or defeat? See, that Ace of Wands is such an opportunity, but seeing it in reverse says to me that you're not taking the opportunity. You've decided that it won't work before you even looked at it or started. And so Pisces, you're getting guidance here this week to really focus on sort of bringing yourself into clearing and healing, because I think your senses are overloaded. So you need to clear that somehow, and everyone's different with how they choose to clear. Like I said, I enjoy a salt bath. I enjoy getting Reiki from someone else, even though I'm a Reiki master. I give myself Reiki every day, but I really enjoy surrendering into someone else's hands and receiving, instead of always being the one that has to offer. I love offering Reiki. It's very healing to offer Reiki as it is to receive it. But there's something about just completely surrendering and allowing someone to put their intention and focus on you. So that's one message that's really coming through for you. And you might want to do it in a different way. And there's no rules here, right? You can clear yourself however you wish. and whatever feels good for you, but it feels like it's necessary. And then there's also this sort of message that says you don't have to do everything alone. That you may have convinced yourself that because of a wounding that needs closure, but you don't have to do everything alone. And not everything that you do with others is going to end out in the same way that it did that one time. You know, that one time that sticks out in your mind, the one time that your ego keeps reminding you of and saying, oh, remember last time we did this, how it went? And, you know, then you're like, oh yeah, I don't want to do that again. I guess I'll just keep doing things by myself. And I just feel like those are sort of the messages for you this week. Let's clarify. Queen of Cups in reverse for Pisces. Look at that. We got the King of Wands and the Death card. So yeah, there is something here that needs transformation. You need a break. You need a break, and you need some renewal of this creative energy. This fire energy needs to be relit. It's almost like your flame has gone out, Pisces. Your candle has been extinguished from layers and layers of things. It feels like from disappointments. It feels like from overworking, from using your intuition to the point where you're sort of, I think you're working with your intuition. Whoever I'm reading for, this might be very specific to just a few people, but it feels like I'm reading for people right now that work with their intuition to serve others. And it feels like you need to now focus on yourself for a bit, to offer yourself some healing. And seeing these two cards together tells me that another way you might be able to clear yourself is by doing something creative, is by completely shifting into something creative, to shift into your creativity mode, and to shift into your sort of confidence mode, where you feel that flame, the fire needs to be relit, and it's going to be very transformative for you. So that's another message here for you on how to bring this clearing in, is to do something creative, to dance, to paint, to go. I'm almost feeling like even going for a run would be very clearing for someone listening today. And, to really allow things to... Oh, and I'm also feeling like banging on a drum would feel good for someone, like playing an instrument and releasing and singing and dancing and instruments and creativity. That sounds amazing. Yeah, I almost feel like being in the presence of like a bonfire or, some kind of celebration outside where you're just free and you're releasing and you're not focused on maintaining. You're releasing. Do you know what I mean by that? Like just a freedom that comes with that. I think that sounds, that feels like what you need. That sounds like the energy that needs to be tapped into. World card here. Yeah, Two of Swords. I'm going to put that Two of Swords right in between here because I feel like that's where you're at in terms of your mental conflict with working with others or surrounding yourself with others or engaging with others, is that you've got to make a choice here consciously to say, I'm going to bring closure to these painful moments that people have let me down. And I'm going to find conscious collaborators, people that are in the same vibration as me to work with, to play with, to talk with, to share with, to exchange energy with. It just feels like you need to find your people, and earlier I saw the Three of Cups when I was shuffling, but it didn't quite come out. So it's almost like you're looking for your soul tribe and you need some clearing. Two messages this week, two big messages for you this week. Two of Pentacles, Six of Cups. Yeah. So this sort of choice that you have to make, I really feel like it has to do with a past energy. And the other energy that I feel from the Six of Cups is that you're being guided to return to a time where you were more open and trusting of people and you weren't so convinced that they were going to let you down. where you were open and trusting with people and to work with, not to serve, because I feel like you're very open to serve people, but are you open to collaborate and play and have fun with people and share with people? I'm seeing maybe not. You might just be interacting with your client base. And that's it. You're not interacting with anyone else, maybe. You're just interacting with the people you serve, but you're not interacting with a group of friends or peers and you may need to. It might be time to do that. I'm seeing the star card on the bottom of the deck in reverse, which again is a time where we need to do exactly what I was saying with the Queen of Cups in reverse. It's a time where we need to heal, we need to recover, we need to believe in ourselves again, and we need space to do that. And so I feel like you need to take that space for just you. This is, some you time is needed, and you deserve it. And you need to know that you deserve it. You need to believe that you deserve it. You know what I mean? And to know that if you've lost any kind of faith in yourself, or if your hope is diminishing, or if you feel so disappointed by these past moments, that it's that's what's coming through with that star card in reverse. And so it's interesting. It's almost like you really need to sink into a renewed sense of hope, a new sense of faith, and this idea of trusting that the universe will bless you into a path of fulfillment where there are opportunities to expand with others, and that limited beliefs and self-doubt do not help you find the courage to step out and meet those people. So you got two big pieces of messages this week, and I think they're very related, that you need to care for yourself and bring yourself into a place where you start to feel like you're past some of this stuff from the past that has created feelings around forming relationships with other people, and also this sort of healing on the within level where you might need to clear yourself because you've been sort of going full out in service of others, but are you serving yourself? It's time to put your mask on first, my love, before you help someone with theirs. You know the oxygen mask analogy from the airplane? You got to put yours on first. And you haven't put yours on for many flights now, it looks like. And you're depleted. So it's time. Take this week and really get yourself back to an optimum level, and then start to get out there again and interact with others. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope this has been helpful and resonated for you, and I look forward to reading for you again soon, my friends. Take care, and I'm sending you so much love.